How is it to study in Spain, and can you study in English?
We can study in English, but I think all of us here, we have studied in Spanish.
There are two separate groups. One studies in Spanish and the other one in English. I go to the English one and my colleagues to the Spanish one. It's basically the same, just the language changes, but it's nice that this option is offered because aerospace engineering is also a very international degree, so you can already get used to the language.
There's an English option for both aerospace and for industrial engineering, I believe. I think perhaps there's another degree that you can study in both languages. So people, when they just enter university, they can choose. But of course, if they get a higher grade, they will get to choose faster than the people who get a lower grade. And once that's decided, there's, as my colleague Ismael said, it's pretty much the same thing. You do the same exact syllabus, just in another language. Both my colleague Julio and I go to the Spanish team, and Ismael goes to the English team. Well, there's also a third language option, which is because Valencia is in the, there's also Catalan or Valencian language. So there's a possibility to do some lab practices or even some to attend class in Valencia. And I actually go to the Valencian team. But what
are the job opportunities that you are in touch with in your university?
All universities have like they have organized meetings with other companies to facilitate internships. Solely space related, I don't think the university has any direct connections. Of course, we do have the average connections that any aerospace degree has, like Airbus. In Spain, we have CASA, which is a big company that deals with both civilian aircraft and military aircrafts. We have GMV or GMV, which are not aerospace, but they do more software related stuff, and they do work with PLD Space, which is the current space leader in Spain, the biggest startup for space rocketry. And we do actually know PLD Space, but that's not thanks to the university directly. It had to do that the founder of PLD Space actually was a student of aerospace in our same university. So the founder knew one of our teachers, and that way we could get to know him. But that, as I said, it's not a organized university-related thing. We just happen to know this guy thanks to other teachers. As for the European Space Agency, they do sometimes come and do some meetings. But again, if you want to do internships or work with this organization or companies or agencies for that matter, you have to be a bit on your own. The university will, of course, help you, but there's no direct link between the European Space Agency and our university. Aerospace in our university, sadly, I think it's way more focused on the traditional aircraft systems rather than rocketry and space related.
How did you prepare for your university? Like, what high school did you attend to?
I didn't prepare anything. Yes, it was by chance. I mean, I didn't really plan to attend to aerospace engineering, so it was by chance.
I actually knew from a very young age that I wanted to do aerospace engineering, so I knew I had to work hard in the what we call here the selectividad, which is the exam that gets you to university, and according to that grade you can choose your degree. And I pretty much worked hard in order to get to the limit grade to get in the university. So yeah, I mean, to get to the university in preparation you have to work, but that depends a little bit on what degree you want to get in. Aerospace engineering here in Valencia is very demanded, so the grade is really high. But yeah, luckily I got in.
I really wanted to do aerospace, but I didn't know from a young age. I only knew when I was 17 years old, before I wanted to do medicine. Then I was like, okay, I kind of like physics. Maybe I can do biomedicine. And then I started to study biology, and I was like, okay, there's too many complicated words. I think I'm going to stick with pure physics. And because I always liked space, I actually worked hard to try and get enough grade to actually select aerospace in my degree. As regarding if we actually were part of any space association before actually getting to university, I can't speak for the rest of my team. I can only speak with my experience. Rocketry in Europe is not is not as expanded or as popular as in the United States. So as I said, last year we founded the Rocketry Team, and we had no idea the whole high power rocketry scene even existed. In university, myself, for example, I did projects dealing with astrophysics. For example, a friend and I did a cosmic radiation detector, which is basically a cloud chamber, but which is easy to build. Many people have done it, but we tried to make it a bit more interesting. We did with Helmholtz wires, we tried to make a magnetic field to actually curve the cosmic rays and try to estimate their energy with the radius of curvature. So that is my experience, but I know many other teammates in Faraday have done similar things while being in school or almost university, and that shows the level of ambition that we have towards space.